Hi, welcome to my channel Jananeth Adda. Already we have started our analog electronics journey with an operational amplifier. We have covered two lectures regarding the operational amplifier. In the last lecture we have discussed about the operational amplifier, the ideal characteristics of operational amplifier and schematic and circuit model representation of an operational amplifier to solve its properties. In this video we are going to discuss the extension of that properties, and also in this video we are going to discuss about the configuration of operational amplifier in inverting and non-inverting mode, and also the transfer characteristics of our operational amplifier. So initially we will start with the transfer characteristics of operational amplifier. In this video we are going to discuss about transfer characteristics of, we represent our operational amplifier as an op amp in short. So we will going to discuss about the transfer characteristics of operational amplifier. So when we have any analog device, we will analyze the performance of the device by using the graphs, that V and I and V graphs, so with voltage versus current characteristics. So this transfer characteristic says that when the transfer characteristic refer to the how output changes with respect to the input. We will find the relationship between the input and output by using the transfer characteristics. So we will represent our operational amplifier for an ideal operational amplifier. We represent as having two inputs and having a one output. We term it as a V2 and V1, which is a non-inverting terminal, it is inverting terminal. So we also having, so by default we have a positive supply, we are representing as a positive V, and we will see having a negative power supply, and we also will get one single output. So this is a differential amplifier which senses the differential input, where V input is nothing but V1 minus V2. So this operational amplifier only the senses the difference between the two inputs and multiplies with having a gain of A, where A is called as open loop gain, which is also called as a DC gain, which is also called as a differential gain. Here A is called as a open loop gain, that is open loop gain, or it is also called as a DC gain, or it is called as a differential gain. So it can be called based on the situation, we can call this. So ideally this we also discuss about what are the values of this open loop gain also. For operation, the ideal operational amplifier, the open loop gain should be infinite. For a practical operational amplifier like mu A741, so for a practical operational amplifier as a mu A741 integrated IC, the open loop gain is up to 10 to the power of 6. So the goal of this video is to discuss about the transfer characteristics of operational amplifier. When we see that, if I also said that this operational amplifier senses the differential between so V input is equals to V1 minus V2. So there will be we can encounter two in conditions such that where if V1 is greater than V2, the potential with respect to ground at a non-inverting terminal is greater than to the potential at inverting terminal with respect to ground is greater than, then the output will be that V input is nothing but the V1 minus V2, which will be greater than, which provides the V output should be A times of V1 minus V2. It should give an infinite amplitude. So an ideal operational amplifier should provide an infinite output for when V1 is greater than V2, and also we will also it is an ideal case, which is it is an ideal case. We will also discuss about the practical scenarios, and also if we see the condition, if V1 is less than V2, then if V1 minus V2, then it will be less than 0, then we will get that V output equal to minus infinity, which is also an ideal case for an operational amplifier. If I draw the so I cannot draw the transfer characteristic of this operational amplifier because of this output is of this operational amplifier is infinite. So but any device which is available in a universe will not produce any infinite gains in infinite voltages. So this device also limits the output voltage to, it will provide here as a positive supply, it will provide the maximum negative supply. So if I draw the transfer characteristics of the device, it is an x-axis and the y-axis. I am considering, I also said that the transfer characteristics are with how output changes with respect to input changes. So we will assuming that where here V input is an input where the differential input will changes with respect to x-axis, I am assuming V output in the y-axis. So if I assume that when the V input equal to when V1 equal to V2, the output should be equal to 0 for an ideal operational amplifier. But we also discussed in the previous video that when V1 equal to V2, then output should be equal to 0 for ideally, but practically it will provide a zero offset, will not provide a zero offset, it will provide a 5 millivolts to 10 millivolts voltage. But we are assuming only here, till now we are discussing only about ideal characteristics of our operational amplifier. So I am assuming that when V1 equal to V2 equal to 0, then the output will also be, when output also 0. When V input is greater than 0, I should get a positive supply. When V input is negative, I should get a V negative. So the maximum negative power supply and the maximum positive supply I should get as a output. These are the ideal characteristics of ideal transfer characteristics of a operational amplifier, any operational amplifier. We also discuss about the practical properties of operational amplifier. Those are the ideal characteristics of operational amplifier. If I go for a practical case, if V1 is greater than equal to if V1 is greater than V2, the output will be positive voltage. When if V1 is less than V2, we also get a negative power supply. So this operational amplifier will act as a comparator for a some time duration. So I will also draw the transfer characteristics of a practical operational amplifier. It is V in supply and it is V out supply. So it will always try to sense the difference between the two terminals for a time period of, and afterwards you will enter into a saturation region. So I want to find the till now which voltage it will act as a enter into in this region is called as linear region. So this region is called as saturation region. So it will have a positive supply and it will provide a negative supply. So I have to find these voltage, the till which voltage it will try to compare and will stay in a linear region. So when it will be in a positive supply by open loop gain and negative supply voltage by open loop gain. So when I see the magnitudes of these voltages, because let us assume that we have a voltage of 10 volts and the minus 10 volts. If I have a 10 volts by 10 to the power of 6 is approximately 0. So the differential input, so it will compare a small voltages and will changes. So these duration will be very less. So it will act as a negative feedback amplifier. So this is a negative feedback region and this is a positive feedback region. So this is about a transfer practical and ideal and practical characteristics of operational amplifier. And so till by this transfer characteristics we will conclude that the operational amplifier, any practical operational amplifier will not produce a infinite voltage at the output section. Only it will maximum voltage produced at the output section is only the positive and negative power supply voltages only. In terms, we can also say that it will able to produce positive rail and the negative rail voltages to the output only. It will not produce any infinite voltage, which is not practically possible. So also we will, as I said, I also discuss about the configuration of operational amplifier in an inverting mode and the non-inverting mode. And we also, in the next video, we will going to discuss about the classification of we will classify the operational amplifiers based on its feedbacks. Applications, we will also divide the operational amplifier as a linear applications, non-linear application. We will also classify, we will discuss in the next video. In this now we will going to discuss about inverting configuration of operational amplifier. Inverting configuration. So in the last video we have also discussed about the inverting configuration. Also we will recap that video information. So we will having an operational amplifier having input resistance R1 resistance input. So it is a feedback resistance. I am assuming it as R2. I am grounding the positive terminal and I have given a V1 input. I am taking an output. So we also discussed about the virtual ground concept in the previous video. So in the previous lecture, because the virtual ground concept is only applicable if our operational amplifier is having an infinite open loop gain. So I am assuming that it is an ideal operational amplifier. Assume it having a open loop gain is infinity and having a input resistance of infinity and output resistance of 0 ohms, and also produce V1 equal to V2 equal to 0, it would produce a V output of 0, it having a 0 output. All the ideal characteristics are applicable here, and also because of having a infinite open loop gain, it has the property of virtual short circuit only if and only if it is configured in a negative feedback system. We have to verify whether the given circuit, whether it is in a positive feedback or negative feedback. I am assuming that we are seeing that the part of the output is fed back to the negative terminal of the operational amplifier. Because of that, we can confirm that it is having a negative feedback. It has a negative feedback configuration. So I am undoubtedly I can apply a virtual ground concept here. Virtual ground concept here, that is the potential at VP, potential at positive non-inverting terminal will be equal to the inverting terminal. In this case, the potential at the non-inverting terminal is 0 volts, then the potential at the inverting terminal will be 0. So because the operational amplifier is ideal, the current flowing inside the operational amplifier, will be 0, where IN equal to 0 and IP equal to 0, and only because of the feedback resistance, the only current flowing into the operational amplifier will be the current flowing through the R1 will be equal to the R2. So I can apply the KCL at the node 1, apply KCL at node 1, so that the same current, I am assuming that the current flowing here is I1, the current flowing is I2, where I1 is equals to I2. I can apply the KCL here, that so potential, so V1 minus 0 by R1 and 0 minus, I am assuming this as a output voltage V output by R2. So when I know that V output by V1, that is R2 by R1. So it is the closed loop gain of this operational amplifier is V output is equal to minus R2 by R1. So I am getting here a negative terminal. Because of that, it is called as a inverting configuration of operational amplifier. It will provide 180 degrees. It will provide 180 degrees phase shift with respect to the input signal. It will provide 180 degree phase shift with respect to input. So and also if I assume that, for example, if take an example, R2 equal to 10 kilo ohm and R1 equal to 5 kilo ohm and having a input of 1 millivolt let assume it as a 1 volt signal. So V output is nothing but minus R2 by R1 into V input, that is 10k by 5k, that is into 1, that is minus 2. So I am getting the magnitude is increased by 1 time, the magnitude increased by 2 times with a phase shift of 180 degrees. If I draw the waveforms of that signal, if I given a sinusoidal signal as a V input having a amplitude of 1 volt, I get the output of a signal. So which is output, will get having an amplitude of 2 volts, which is a negative 2 amplitude with respect to the input. This is about the non-inverting configuration of operational amplifier. Only the important thing is that the virtual ground concept will be applicable here, because of the whatever the voltage there at a positive terminal will be reflected at the negative terminal, and the same current flowing through the R1 and R2, because the current flowing into the operational amplifier is 0, and also it is having an infinite open loop gain. So it is this formula is very important for solving all problems which encounters in an IES and gate. So we also discuss about non-inverting configuration of operational amplifier. We'll also solve some numericals of that configuration. Hope you understand the non-inverting configuration of an operational amplifier. So we're going to discuss now non-inverting configuration. In the inverting configuration, we have given the input signal. The source is given input to the inverting terminal. Here, if I consider that non-inverting configuration of operational amplifier, I am going to give an input signal to the non-inverting terminal only. So I am also assume that the output of the some part of the output is feeded back to the negative terminal, so that I am assume that so that it acts as a negative feedback amplifier. I am also giving a input of V1 here. So V input, and I am grounding this terminal. So I want to find the output and having an operational amplifier having an open loop gain of infinity. This operational amplifier also having an infinite gain. This operational amplifier also having an infinite gain, and also it has the zero current flowing through the operational amplifier also 0. That is IP equal to IN equal to 0, and open loop gain of operational amplifier is infinite. So also, because of having infinite open loop gain, so we can apply virtual ground concept. So this concept, virtual ground concept, this concept will make our job easy to solve any complex circuit. So we can apply the virtual ground concept. So because of that, whatever the potential present at the positive terminal of operational amplifier will be reflected to the negative terminal, so that because of it having a V input, the same voltage will be applicable to negative supply. If I apply, the same current will be flowing through the R1 and R2, because I am assuming that the current flowing here is I1 and the current flowing here is I2. We know that I1 is equals to I2. If I apply KCL at node 1, if I apply the KCL at node 1, we can easily write the nodal equations, that is the V1, that is 0 minus V1, that is V input, by R1 is equals to, so V input minus V output by R2. We can also write V input by R1 is equals to V input I by R2, so V output equals to R2. If I change the LHS to RHS, we can get that V output by R2 equals to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. When I cross multiply this term to, that is 1 plus R2 by R1 into V input. This is the close non-inverting configuration, the gain of the non-inverting amplifier, that is 1 plus R2 by R1. The gain of non-inverting operational amplifier is greater than 1. So non-inverting configuration is greater than 1. If I take, that is R2 equal to 10 kilo ohm and R1 as 5 kilo ohm. So if I solve these parameters into the, and also I have assumed that V1 equal to 1 volt, the V output equals to 1 plus 10k by 5k into 1 volt, then I will get 2 into 1, that is 3 volts. So with a positive sign, it will not invert our input signal. That's why it's called as a non-inverting configuration. If I draw this input output to waveforms, if I given this input signal having a 1 volt of amplitude, the input terminal, I will get an output of having an amplitude of 3 volts, having a 3 volts at the output side. So it will provide, the phase of the input signal is same as the phase of the output signal, only there is a change in amplitude of the signal. Because of that only we will call it as a non-inverting configurational amplifier. By using the non-inverting and inverting configuration, we will solve the many problems. We will have many application with respect to all. In the next video we will categorize our applications of operational amplifier with respect to non-inverting and inverting operational amplifier. So by this, and the takeaway from this video is that only the inverting terminal means that when I given the input to the inverting terminal, by grounding the positive non-inverting terminal, we call as an inverting terminal. The inverting terminal operational amplifier provides inverting terminal of operational amplifier provides 180-degree phase shift with respect to the input, where comes, and the gain of the non-inverting terminal can be less than 1 also, based on the requirement. So when it comes to the non-inverting terminal, when I given input to the non-inverting terminal of operational amplifier, by making the 0 of the inverting terminal, I will get non-inverting gain, where non-inverting gain of a operational amplifier is equal to 1 plus R2 by R1, where R2 is a feedback element. So the overall the gain of the operational amplifier, the gain of it may be an inverting terminal, it may be non-inverting terminal. The overall gain of the operational amplifier depends upon only the external passive elements. So in the next video we will going to discuss about the applications of operational amplifier with a broad way. We will discuss in linear applications, non-linear applications. We will also design the filters using the operational amplifier. If you like my videos, my way of teaching, please like and comment, and please share with your friends, and please subscribe to Jananetha Adda, and stay safe, stay happy.